A few verses from the Holy Quran. Jazakallah. Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Wajia Qamar, Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training, Honorable Ms. Ina Liebel, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany, respected Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq, Executive Director, Higher Education Commission, respected Engineer Mohammad Raza Chauhan, Member, Higher Education Commission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to the launch and awareness event of the Faculty Exchange Program. The Faculty Exchange Program is a flagship initiative of the Higher Education Commission designed to enhance teaching methodologies and foster research excellence across public sector universities in Pakistan. The program promotes collaboration with international universities, strengthening academic partnerships and global engagement. With great pride, I would like to share that 8 foreign faculty members visited Pakistan for a semester under this program from the following esteemed institutions: University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, USA, University of Technology, Malaysia, University of Rome, Italy, University of Barcelona, Spain, Abdus Salam International Center for Theoretical Physics, Italy, University of Amsterdam, Netherlands, University of Naples Federico II, Italy, and Sorbonne University, France. Similarly, 7 faculty members from the following Pakistani universities participated in the semester exchange abroad: Quaid-e-Azam University, National Textile University, Comsits University, Lasbela University of Agriculture, Water and Marine Sciences, Government College University, Faisalabad, and Air University. Now, I would like to request Engineer Mohammad Raza Chauhan, Member, Higher Education Commission, to deliver his welcome address and provide an overview of the Faculty Exchange Program.
Thank you, Ms. Zara. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Very respected Ma'am Wajia Qamar Sahiba, Minister of State, Federal Education and Professional Training, Her Excellency Ms. Ina Liebel, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany, Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq, the Executive Director of the Higher Education Commission, Vice Chancellors, respected deans, esteemed faculty members, HEC colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and still very good morning. It is both a privilege and honor to welcome you all to the launch event of the revamped Faculty Exchange Program, which is a key initiative under the Human Resource Development Framework of HEC. As at its core, Faculty Exchange Program is about strengthening Pakistan's academic foundation, enhancing students' experience by investing into the faculty members, since faculty members are the key drivers of curriculum reform, research innovation, and academic leadership. When we build their capacity to empower them, we strengthen the entire higher education ecosystem. So the HEC purely believes in this spirit of development of capacity of HEIs and their faculty members and their administrative streams. Since 2019, the Faculty Exchange Program has facilitated international exposure for Pakistani faculty and enabled foreign scholars to engage with our public sector institutions. These exchanges have contributed to improved teaching methodologies, collaborative research initiatives, and institutional linkages. However, programs reach and visibility did not match its potential due to some policy glitches and operational gaps. To identify those policy gaps and operational glitches, a steering committee was formulated by the executive director, which the committee was also headed by the executive director, including esteemed members from academia, the renowned vice chancellors. They actually worked hard on that, and they found that glitches, and they improved their policy, which is again approved by the Higher Education Commission. And today we are launching that particular faculty exchange policy. The realization led to the comprehensive review, revamping the faculty exchange policy by the expert help through a seasoned committee headed by Executive Director. The revised framework introduces clear with eligibility criterions, this time streamlined processes, defined timelines, and stronger monitoring of academic outcomes. Most importantly, it shifts the focus of mobility alone to measurable academic impact. Curriculum enrichment, joint research, sustainable partnerships, and institutional growth. This launch also marks the beginning of a nationwide awareness initiative with its slogan, Connect, Collaborate, and Compete. Through region-wise outreach and proactive engagement with institutions and faculty members, we aim to ensure that every faculty member and institution has equal opportunity to benefit from this national program. For faculty, Faculty Exchange Program is a platform to expand horizons, build global networks, and bring back knowledge that transforms classrooms and research labs. For institutions, it is an excellent opportunity to enhance visibility, strengthen partnerships, and position themselves within the global academic landscape. Going forward, our focus will remain on impact, transparency, and accountability. The success of FEP will not be measured by number of exchanges only, but the quality of academic transformation it generates. I encourage our institutions, and especially the faculty members, to actively engage with this revitalized program and help us make it cornerstone of Pakistan's international academic collaboration. Once again, I thank you, and I welcome all the esteemed guests and participants to this launch event today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. To further highlight the importance of the faculty exchange program within the global knowledge ecosystem, I would like to invite our Honorable Executive Director, Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Thank you, Zara. Honorable Ms. Wajia Qamar, State Minister for Education, is the chief guest of this event. Madam, thank you so much for coming. We know that there was a function of the Prime Minister, but you, Gracie ji, come here and knowing the importance of this event. Her Excellency Ms. Ina Liepel, Ambassador of Federal Republic of Germany. Thank you, Madam. This is your second visit in this week. We are honored to have you. Thank you so much. Raza Chauhan Saab and his whole team, colleagues from different provinces of Pakistan. So this is an important program, and that's why we requested you all to come here. Otherwise, we could have just shared this on the social media later. But to enhance the importance of this, and personally, when I look into this, I thought Chauhan Saab requested Chauhan Saab that invite people so that we discuss this in face-to-face. So the importance is, you see, we are two ways. One is we inviting foreign faculty to Pakistani universities, and the second is we sending Pakistani faculty to Pakistani universities. And what we want from a foreign faculty to come to Pakistan, and it's like from the 2 weeks, it could be 2 weeks up to the whole semester. There were some problems. Chauhan Sahab asked me not to mention it, but I will mention it. Yesterday, we did the steering committee meeting last night, 4:30, just before, and we finished just before the Aftari. And I'm so thankful to all the colleagues who joined from different provinces, who the member of the steering committee. We discussed that why there was very less people went abroad. There were only 6 people came to Pakistan and only 9 people visited abroad. We want this to be increased. And on behalf of the government of Pakistan, the HEC will put more money into this, because to me this is very important. So that white foreign faculty come here, they can teach a whole semester. If they cannot spare this time, they can come for some time, work on different grants with you, they can supervise you, they can give you different techniques into this, and you identify them. You colleagues identify them, and who is the best person who can come and spend time with you. There were some issues with the QS ranking and some certain amount in the university which we have removed now. So Chauhan Sahab will share with this, so that we are not looking into any particular university. Any field which you think there is a professor, there is assistant professor, associate, who you think are very important, their work are very important, who can come and benefit our people, your lives, working with you guys, working on the different grants. So we will welcome all of them. So we start work from today and look for the partners. Similarly, for our people to go abroad, we also want the same from you, that you go there, you work in the laboratories, work on the grants, exchange different ideas with them, develop and gain different skills. And we want you to go to the China, we want you to go to the Gulf, to the US, to the Europe. That's why the Honorable Ambassador, Ms. Ina Leupel, this is her second visit to Higher Education Commission this week. And we are looking for the Europe. Traditionally, we are only sending people to the UK and the US. But there's so much development in the Europe. And they have history, they have technology. So we want you to explore different. The Germany is, if we explore the German universities, the German professor, I myself was working on a grant with the German universities, and I found them extremely, extremely helpful, technologically very high. So explore these countries, explore the Europe as well. So that's why we asked you to come there. Some 4 faculty members will speak on this, and this is extremely important. And we are asking, Madam Wajiha is the strength of the Higher Education Commission. She is always there whenever we ask her, and so we are thankful to you, Madam. This time we are requesting for more funds, Madam, for the university. This time we are requesting for more funds in the research and the technology and the digitizations and exchanging these programs. So we are looking to you, Madam, as a government ambassador. So thank you all for coming all in this Ramadan. Extremely thankful and very happy and pleasure to see you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. Now, I would like to request our benefited foreign faculty member, Mr. Joan Enrique from University of Barcelona, Spain, to share his experience with us.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We cannot hear you, sir.
Yeah, laptop.
My audio is on.
Yeah,
so you should be.
Yeah, we can understand. Give me a minute so we can fix it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you can continue now.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum. dear authorities, dear participants. Can you hear me now or not?
Sir, you're audible. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody. And as you said, I am from Autonomous University of Barcelona, Spain, and I have benefited from these exchange programs. I have visited Pakistan twice. To be more specific, Comsat University, Islamabad, Lahore campus. I did it 2 years ago and 1 month ago again. In both cases, I was teaching a master course to the students there. And also in my last visit, I co-organized and participated in a SIMPA school. And I think this was very useful for everybody, including me. Because we are talking in an audience consisting of members of the academia, I think it's not possible to overemphasize the importance of scientific cooperation. Without scientific cooperation, I think no country can scientifically survive. It's not a matter of the scientific level of the country. It's a matter of, let's say, breathing. In the same way, a house cannot be healthy without opening windows so as to allow air to come in and allow their inhabitants to breathe. In the same way, a country, no matter how scientifically powerful it may be, can survive without cooperation. Scientific cooperation is the essence of science, I would say. And in particular, in my own field, which is mathematics, this is very important because unlike in other sciences like chemistry, physics, biology, etc., we don't have laboratories. Our laboratory is our brain, and our brains alone are very, very poor. So our real laboratories are cooperation, exchanging ideas with other mathematicians, with other scientists. When I came 2 years ago, I was teaching a master course on with a long title, Convex Duality in Optimization Problems Arising in Economic Theory. This topic was completely new to the students I was teaching, and I think it was useful. They learned something that was not available at that time in Pakistan, and also for me, because I was very impressed to see the level of the students. Maybe because I think the main reason is that Comsat University makes a very careful selection of the students. Because in my field of research, which is optimization theory, convex analysis, mathematical economics, there is no significant activity in Pakistan. In fact, I used to attend many conferences in many countries around the world. I never met a Pakistani participant. So I was very ignorant about the mathematical level of Pakistan. And I was very highly impressed to see how well trained the students are here. And this is what I am telling now when I am back home. This is what I am telling to my colleagues. So this means that for Pakistan to be known abroad, these scientific cooperations are very essential. And it's not I mean, the fact that the students had a foreign teacher is not useful because in foreign countries we do science better than in Pakistan. The usefulness is that we do things differently, not better, but differently. And it's very important that students learn how things are done in other countries. Just in this way, they also value more what they do. They see that according to the level, the scientific level, there is no much difference between what they are taught in Pakistan or what is taught abroad. But they see different ways of doing. So it's not a matter of the scientific level of a country not being enough, but it's a matter of, as I have already said, of seeing other ways of doing mathematics. Probably the most powerful country from a scientific point of view is the United States. And why are they so powerful? Not because they rely on their own talent, but because they have a long tradition of importing talent from every country. So this is a clear proof that the scientific cooperation, scientific exchanges are extremely useful. So, as I said, it's not possible to overemphasize the importance of scientific cooperation. And so I hope Pakistan will continue having this useful policy of promoting scientific cooperation. Well, this is everything I wanted to say, and I'm ready to answer questions if you want to know more details about my experiences in Lahore. So please feel free to ask me whatever question you may want to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience. Now, may I request our benefited local faculty member, Dr. Talha Yunus from Comsat University, to share his experience.
It's me,
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Dr. Talha Yunus, and currently I am serving as an assistant professor in Comsat University, Sahiwal campus. And I benefited from the program recently. I went in last January. Although my program was short, it was a short visit for just 21 days. But in 21 days, I learned a lot. And the important thing is that the teaching worldwide is changing. It's not like it was before. Before that, it was just receiving. You know, we are giving lectures and students are taking them. But now there are different things that has to be addressed. There are different techniques that needs to be integrated. Because before that, students from different backgrounds, when they came to the universities in Pakistan, they were just sitting and teachers were delivering lectures. But if they only wanted to understand a single formula, they had to go through libraries, search for different books, and it took a lot of time. But as for now, the students, they have access to ChatGPT and other resources. In just one click, they can get all the information. So we have to change our strategies. So how can we change our strategies? There is the one way is that we collaborate and we look for the other people how they are doing it. So in my visit, I went to the University of Glasgow, and when I met with their faculty, and we discussed that how they are doing these practices. And a simple example is that they told me that that traditional classroom thing, we have changed it. We have integrated different techniques such as flipped classroom and micro teaching, and some other strategies. so that we can interact with the students in a different way. I attended their classes, I attended their lectures, and it has benefited me a lot. So this was the one aspect that the teaching methodologies and so I've learned the different teaching methodologies, how to interact with the students in a different way. The second thing is research. Although we are already doing research in Pakistan, but we are lacking some things. For example, if I will talk about my research area, it is about antenna design and antenna fabrication. We can do all the simulation work here. We have very good systems and everything, but we lack in some areas. And you colleagues will agree that we don't have such high-tech labs in Pakistan. For example, in my case, we don't have the testing labs for millimeter waves, terahertz waves. So we have to collaborate with someone abroad so that half of the work can be done here, half of the work can be done in that partner university. So also, I would like to mention that recently I was shortlisted for the NRPU project as well, and in that project that I got academic collaborators from University of Glasgow as well. They have agreed to provide some in-kind grant as well along with that HEC grant. So this is the second advantage. So and the third perspective is to learn about the culture. I have also invited them to Pakistan as well because when I was going, even Madam Sadhuzai told me that you should also promote this program abroad as well. So when I told them about this program, first of all, they didn't know about that program, that they can't even think that a country like Pakistan is supporting such a very good program, that foreign faculty can come here in Pakistan and they can spend a semester. So I have, some of them agreed to apply for this program, and in Pakistan I can be their partner so that they can come here and share their experiences as well. So I have covered all these areas, and I am very thankful to HEC. They have given me this opportunity, and I encourage you all to apply for this program as well. And one other thing is that if some of you, I think you may apply for this program in the future, the thing is that you have to write a very strong proposal. And although not many, they don't have a lot of teachers who have benefited this program, but whenever you apply for this program, HEC has a very strong policy. They check your proposal. So you have to be very specific about the activities, and you have to be very specific about all the research goals and all the teaching goals that you want to achieve. But overall, the program is very good. Just one suggestion to the HEC officials, that for the newcomers, when they apply for this program, they get all the funding after they come back to Pakistan. So some of us working on salaries, it can be hard to spend all of the funding before the program. So at least, my suggestion, at least 50% amount should be given to the faculty members so that they can go to the country, and when they come back, they can reimburse the other half. So thanks again, Higher Education Commission, to shortlist me for this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestions. Now, I would like to request Professor Francisco from the University of Naples, Federico, Italy, to shed light on his experience under the faculty exchange program.
Okay. Can you hear me? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. So, thank you very much for inviting me in this important meeting and for giving me the opportunity to share my experience. So, 2 years ago, I had the privilege to teaching a master course in algebraic geometry at Comsat University in Lahore. Well, what I initially believed to be a short
Pooran.
Okay, I would like to invite Dr. Fakhre Alam from Government College, University, Faisalabad to share his reflections of the program.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Fakhre Alam. I'm now acting as a tenured associate professor at GC University, Faisalabad. I listened from some of my colleagues about the faculty exchange program, and then I search its eligibility criteria, and then I go to the format which we have to follow. It's also for the newcomers. Also, it's a tip. Also, we can say. Then the first thing is that the strong that collaboration you needs for this purpose. Mean in top 200 universities, and your research proposal must be strong, because I collaborate with the Richard Robinson sir, which is the Nobel Prize laureate right now. Recently they got in the metal oxide framework for energy applications. But I introduced the idea, how can we use the metal oxide framework for the drug delivery and cancer treatment applications. That was very innovative and new idea. They also selected, and then I applied for the HEC, and we need the acceptance as well from that professors. It's a strong group because it's a top 50 universities, the Monash University. The department is the chemistry as well as the biological and chemical engineering. You can go search, and recently 3 people got the Nobel Prize. But our idea is different. My PhD is from Pias. I did work from the collaboration of the Professor Taiba Hassan and Dr. Masroor Ikram. Some of my teachers also present here. It's matter of pride for me also as well. For the drug delivery applications, how can we cover that area where the cancer is sitting and that territory? It's a big task to that distribute that your materials or your drug into that site. And the second thing, how can we secure the healthy that tissue cells? How can we secure that healthy, and how can we target only and only that cancerous that? This is the theme of my research. Alhamdulillah, I also awardee of this faculty exchange program. Hopefully, I have to also sign the MOU with that Richard Robinson and Professor Stuart that Batten. They are 2 professors, and along with the Professor Lian Chan, I am also within contact. Hopefully in the mid of the March, I am leaving for that purpose. 4 months, 16 weeks, that program, I won this project. I am very grateful to Higher Education Commission, because on this platform, before that, I have also done the PhD at the Engineers Scholarship, which was into the 5,000 fellowship in late 2008, because my PhD is from Pias. During that tenure, I also visited the Linköping University, Sweden, under the IRSEP fellowship. Again, grateful to Higher Education Commission. Then 3-year postdoc on Pi Phi fellowship in Chinese Academy of Sciences. I spent over there, and also we published many data and many MOUs with that professor, still in contact with. But the thing is that how can we commercialize and how can we collaborate with the industrial applications? Now this is the new era of that research. But I'm going to learn about the AI-based that nanotechnology or the material technology. How can we involve the artificial intelligence into our research? And how can we apply into our classrooms? The thing is, if we also get the knowledge, and only knowledge with us, it's not a benefit for our country. How can we apply into the classrooms? How can we deliver to our students? And how can we collaborate with the industrial applications and the current problems and issues, because global warming and too much dust and the smoke issues. And these areas in Faisalabad, because the water problems are so over there, even drinking water as well as the household that uses water, it's a very contaminated and also full of the chemicals. How can we, the common people, we can deliver the neat water, which is not hazardous for that health as well as the environment. I'm expected that many things in the goals I have, and also I need your praise that it must be successful. And again, the thing is that some countries, it's a very too much costly. HEC also have to revise that policy, that which is the costly that countries, as per that expenditure, they have to recommend that funds. And again, the same thing which Dr. Tala also mentioned here, 30 to 32 lakhs by myself I will do expend, and then I come back, then I will claim. I don't know how much that I have to need the documents, because too much documentation is required for this purpose. Again, at the end, very thankful to Executive Director and Vijaya Kamar Sahaba and foreign delegates, Raza Chauhan Sahab, and also the highly officials and that Project Director Dure Shawar Sahaba, because too much cooperative, and Dawar Junaid. Every time he called me that, sir, are you ready for this purpose? Then I also collect the documents, then I get ready for that thing. And at the end, also, I'm very thankful to the Higher Education Commission and the Monash University officials, because for visa purpose and everything, they have to, on the time, they deliver me. And Pias as well, because it's my parental university, when I did PhD from there, and GC University as well. And thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Vajia Qamar, Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training, to kindly share her remarks.
Assalamu alaikum. How is everybody? I hope enjoying the festivities and blessings of Ramadan. Acha ji, our very worthy ambassador, Enal Appel, and I'm very honest in saying that she is a great friend of Pakistan, a great friend of an ambassador for girls' education and education in Pakistan. And most of you must not be knowing, but trust me, she speaks better Urdu than most of us Pakistanis. Our very able, very energetic, Executive Director, Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq Saab, and I always say that the bar of expectations has risen very high after you being here in HEC. Dr. Saab, tyaar ho jaye aap. Worthy faculty members, everybody who has joined globally, a very good morning to all of you. And I'm honored to be part of this very special event of launching as well as awareness of the Faculty Exchange Program, which no doubt reflects HEC's commitment towards academic excellence and global knowledge exchange. As I have gone through the details of policy and program, I found it a transformative program, providing two-way learning and then delivering opportunities to national and foreign faculty. It has a very strict merit policy. When I was going through it, I found and a very important component which was missing before, an impact analysis and monitoring and evaluation framework which has been embedded into it. And I was just told by Raza Chauhan Saab, a very worthy and the senior most member of the Higher Education Commission, that the glitches and some financial issues and which were just we were apprised by two of our members who have been selected for this program, that they have also been removed, and we are working towards the mechanism and making it more easy and to follow for all the applicants. The program on one side is providing international exposure to Pakistani faculty from public sector universities to visit and learn from the experience of top 300 foreign universities. and on the other side, engaging foreign faculty with public sector universities so that our students and faculty would be getting excellent opportunity of learning international best practices of teaching and research from renowned foreign faculty while sitting in the country. And I guess that not just the public universities, private universities are also a part of this program now. And I'm delighted to hear that the experience sharing of benefited faculty members, it was quite intense, it was very insightful for all the new members to apply. And if we see the latest diversity of global knowledge ecosystem, there is massive transformation and transition towards dynamic and highly collaborative networks. These networks are of human and of machines through artificial intelligence. HEC has very rightly and timely understood the need of such program in view of cohesive education programs worldwide, and revamped policy would definitely accelerate the inward-outward exchange of intellect. Inviting foreign faculty and hosting their stay up to 16 weeks will provide a deep understanding of South Asian and Pakistani perspective, local research needs, and teaching methodologies. It will also enable foreign faculty to redress misconceptions and explore opportunities for two-way research collaboration, capacity building, and understanding the emerging markets. I was just talking to Her Excellency Ambassador Ina that since you are here since 6 months in Pakistan, was your perception towards Pakistan changed? And she was very positive about it, because whenever you are seeing the media campaigns and you are seeing Pakistan through some other lens, it's different. But when you come to Pakistan, you just fall in love with Pakistan. You don't want to leave Pakistan. It will also enable foreign faculty to address misconceptions and explore opportunities for two-way research collaboration, capacity building, and understanding the emerging markets. It will foster social cohesion, equity, and shared national and global value by integrating 21st century's competencies, promoting inclusive practices. These exchanges will serve as a powerful channel for the transfer of knowledge, research culture, teaching practices, and global perspectives. These efforts will also pave the way to enhance the academic integrity of our universities, resultantly attracting foreign students to study in Pakistan. Joining hands with foreign faculty for advanced curriculum, applied research, research commercialization, and enhanced academic governance would improve the international ranking of our universities. Looking ahead, I would strongly encourage university leadership, academic administrators and faculty members to proactively engage with this program. It provides a great opportunity for innovation, competitiveness, and national development. It will also lead to enhance R&D organizations in the country and also cater industrial problems through providing real-time solutions. I assure you that Ministry of Federal Education and Professional Training and Government of Pakistan is committed to support HEC in its initiatives to uplift the higher education standards. With collective efforts, the faculty exchange program will continue to deliver meaningful outcomes for our country. Once again, I congratulate HEC, all of you present here, and our members who are with us online. With this new leadership in HEC, I'm sure that things will be different. We will be doing some robust changes and what are needed, which are more needed for the financial independence of the universities, for the sustainability of the universities, because universities cannot run on bailout packages every now and then. So we all have to sit together. You are all most welcome to come and give us suggestions, because you are the ones who are the major stakeholders. So come with us and give us suggestions. We have to revamp this whole system together. I am with you, the Ministry of Education is with you, standing with you, and Prime Minister of Pakistan, most of all, is light aa gayi. Thank you. So Prime Minister of Pakistan, for Prime Minister of Pakistan, education is the priority area. So we all are together to revamp our higher education sector specifically. With that, I thank you all, and with me, just say it once. Pakistan, Zindabad. Jaan aani chahiye, roza sabka hai. Pakistan, Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam. I would now like to request our chief guest, Ms. Wajia Qamar, Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training, Ms. Ina Liepel, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany, Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq, Executive Director, Higher Education Commission, and Engineer Mohammad Raza Chauhan, Member, Higher Education Commission, to please come forward and launch the Facebook page of Faculty Exchange Program. Ji. For the presentation of souvenirs to our chief guests, I would like to request Executive Director, Higher Education Commission, Professor Dr. Ziaul Haq, and Member, Higher Education Commission, Engineer Mohammad Raza Chauhan, to please come forward and present our souvenirs to Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Wajia Qamar, Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training. Our second souvenir is being presented to Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Ina Liepel, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany. As token of our appreciation and respect for the holy month of Ramadan, we have arranged small iftari boxes as takeaways for you all. This brings us to the end of today's event. I request all the distinguished dignitaries to kindly gather for a group photograph. Thank you everyone and have a wonderful evening.